Bill Dean. I'm the Executive Vice President of the Texas Tech Alumni Association. And on behalf of the association, let me welcome all of you to our ring ceremony. This is a tradition that has really grown into something special for us. We hope it's an experience that all of you will long remember. We're celebrating your academic achievement, but I think we're also celebrating the relationships you've developed and many of the experiences that you've had at Texas Tech. And as you are aware, in the East Courtyard there is a replica of this ring. The photographers will be available after the ceremony is over with. As long as you want photographs made, they'll be glad to take care of that. You know, I don't need to tell all of you that being in college has its ups and downs. And I'm sure most of you in this audience, whether you're here as a graduating senior in a few weeks or whether you're a junior or still have some time, I'm sure you've experienced some of those ups and downs. I want to share this quick story with you about a young freshman, I believe, who wrote her parents the following letter. She said, sorry that I haven't written any sooner, but she said, I'm getting along pretty well now. The skull fracture and the concussion that I got when I jumped out of the window of my residence hall and it caught fire shortly after my arrival is pretty well healed. I only spent 2 weeks in the hospital and I can almost see normally. And I only get sick headaches once a day. Fortunately, the fire in the residence hall and my jump was witnessed by an attendant at a local gas station. He's the one who called the fire department and the ambulance. He also visited me in the hospital. And since I had nowhere to live, he offered to share his garage apartment. It's really kind of a cute place to stay. And he's a very fine boy. And we've fallen deeply in love. And we're planning to get married. We haven't set the date yet, but it will be before my pregnancy begins to show. Yes, Mother, Dad, I'm pregnant. And I know how much you're looking forward to being grandparents. I know you're going to welcome the baby, give it the same love and devotion and tender care that you gave me when I was a child. The reason for the delay in our marriage is that my boyfriend has a minor infection which prevents us from passing our premarital blood test. And I've carelessly caught that from him. I know you will welcome him into the family with open arms. He's kind, not well educated, but very ambitious. Now that I've brought you up to date, let me tell you this. There was no residence hall fire. I did not have a concussion or a skull fracture. I wasn't in the hospital. I'm not pregnant. I'm not engaged. I'm not infected. There is no boyfriend. However, I'm going to make a D in history and an F in some of you might try that. I know that when you look at the ring that you're going to receive tonight and in the future, we hope it brings back many fond memories of Texas Tech University. And not just the degree that you got here, but the experiences that you made. Some of those experiences probably involve professors. Maybe there was one professor who caused you to stretch just a little bit further than you thought you could. And there have been special events, like Arbor Day last week, like Carol of Lights, like Game Day with Will Rogers wrapped all in red by the Saddle Tramps. Texas Tech, while you're here, has experienced and continues to experience unprecedented growth. Texas Tech was named a National Research University by the Coordinating Board last year. That puts Texas Tech in a special status, not just the fact that we're going to receive $8 or $9 million additional a year as a result of that, but it puts us on a path to attain Tier 1 status, which is reserved for only the top universities in this country. Now, we're a ways off, but we're making progress, and that's a major step forward in that process. The campus has undergone tremendous change. At the present time, there's either $198 million of construction completed or underway. The new Rawls College of Business, an $80 million structure. $23 million to renovate the old business building, and it's now being occupied by a number of units, primarily the College of Media and Communications. $4 million chapel right behind us. A $52 million residence hall. Now, you know, they don't call them dorms anymore. They call them residence halls. When I was in school, they were dorms. But we also referred to it as the infirmary, and now they call that the wellness center. So, you know, things change as you move along. A $4 million renovation of the baseball stadium, $23 million petroleum engineering building going up on the north side, $10 million Burkhart Autism Center. There's lots of physical change. We've also had other changes. Dr. Dwayne Nellis is going to be our next president. He will come on board this summer. Chancellor Hance announced several weeks ago that his capital campaign to raise $1 billion is complete, and it's complete a year early. That's a significant development. Forbes magazine, for the second year in a row, has named Texas Tech as one of America's best college buys. Now, in sports, we've had some ups and downs. Last spring, our women's tennis team won the Big 12 championship. They repeated and tied for that this year. We've had great success in our Olympic or spring sports, men's and women's golf, tennis, soccer, track. Not so much success in football, basketball, or baseball. But we do have a brand new football coach you might be aware of. His name is Cliff Kingsbury, and we expect big things from him. We also have a new basketball coach, Doug Smith. Mr. Smith will be the third basketball coach we've had here in the last 3 years. We hope that sticks this time. When you came in tonight, you were greeted by members of the Student Alumni Group. The Student Alumni Board in 1998 did a market study to try and determine if Texas Tech students would embrace a single ring tradition. And the results were overwhelming, that they would. So that group, along with a number of other students, sat down and designed the ring that you're going to receive tonight. I'm not going to describe that because that will be the job of Dr. Jim Brink. I'll explain that in a moment. When you put the ring on, and you have to have 75 hours to wear this ring, the double T should face inward. On graduation day, the president will invite you to turn your tassel and also take off your ring and turn the double T where it faces outward, symbolic of the fact that you have graduated from this university. The National Board of the Alumni Association is extending to each one of you tonight a 1-year free membership. If you've already joined, they'll extend that an additional year. It is important that you stay in touch with Texas Tech, that you stay in touch with your academic department, and that you stay in touch with things that are going on at the university. The best way to do that by far is to stay involved with the Alumni Association. We hope all of you will continue to renew your membership and get involved wherever you may go. You'll be surprised, you'll find Texas Tech alumni. There's a good, strong network out there, and the best way to get involved with them is to be a member of the Alumni Association. Let me introduce the participants in tonight's program. First of all, we're honored to have Texas Tech Interim President Lawrence Skubanek, who will present you with the ring if you come across the stage. We ask you to hold that ring until all have received it. Mallory Sanderson, right behind me, is the Student Alumni Board President-elect, and she will read your names as you come across the stage. Dr. Jim Brink, longtime history professor and a professor in the Honors College, will take you kind of on a tour of the ring and explain various aspects of that ring once everybody has the ring. Mara Tonroy, who is a Student Alumni Board representative, will give you a scroll as you leave the stage and then direct you to sign our register, a book that every student who has ever received the ring has signed. Sarah D'Agostani is, I can't see her, but she's over there. She's with the Texas Tech Federal Credit Union, and she will present you with a replica class ring paperweight. And then we have a saddle tramp, Caleb Ramirez, and his job will be explained by Dr. Brink. At this time, I'd like to call on Dr. Skubnik for some remarks.
Good evening. Students, congratulations. And to parents, friends, and family, welcome to this ring ceremony. I appreciate the opportunity to participate in this event at which we celebrate what these students have accomplished to get to this point of their college careers. Students, this evening is a hint at the ultimate prize you should receive in the near future. This ring that you'll receive, as Dr. Dean has already mentioned, is a reminder of your lasting connection to Texas Tech, and it's also a public statement that you're a Red Raider. Now, I suspect there will be many occasions in the future when somebody will notice your ring. You might be in an airport, at a restaurant, in the workplace, and they'll walk up to you and let you know that they have the same shared experience of having graduated from Texas Tech. And those occasions are always good ones. In a more personal way, this ring may be a part of a message to your family. If you're a part of the long line of former graduates of Texas Tech, it says that you're a member of the club. If you're the first from your family to graduate from Texas Tech, it will be a point of pride to your parents and the rest of your family. Someday, it may be a subtle message to your children of what you've accomplished and a motivation to them to try to aspire to graduate from college and hopefully from Texas Tech. This is a special time for you. I would ask students, you take a second, you look around at your friends, and try to capture this moment. As you get older, you realize how quickly these times pass. But every time you look upon your ring, hopefully you'll remember your experience at Tech and the friends you made. Inside the ring, you'll see that it's engraved, "Strive for honor." That's a good reminder of how we should live our lives on a daily basis. If you follow that advice, you'll be a good citizen in whichever community you live, and you'll be a good ambassador for Texas Tech. You should be proud of yourselves. We're proud of you. I say congratulations for your accomplishments, and thanks for letting me be a part of this evening with you this evening.
I'd say that Texas Tech, I think, is very much indebted to Dr. Skubnik. He's been our interim president, and when you take a job like that, maybe there's a perception, well, you're interim, you're just going to keep the water still and keep things holding on. He's done far more than that. And in fact, I think for most of us on the faculty and staff, it's just like things have marched right forward, whether it's interim or not. And we owe a great debt, I think, of gratitude to his work as interim president. Make a couple of additional introductions. Mandy Wiley is our Director of Affinity Merchandise. She is in charge of the ring program. Brent Ross is our Associate Vice President for Marketing. Summer Chandler is our Coordinator of Marketing, Public Relations, and Membership. Manny Ramirez is an intern in our Marketing Department. David Lowe is our Chief Financial Officer over here. At the back is Tim Shore. Hold up your hand, Tim. Tim Shore is a Tech graduate, but he's also the College Regional Manager for Balfour. Balfour is the company that made your ring. And we want you to be absolutely 100% satisfied with this ring. So when the ceremony is over, if you have any question, any concern about that ring, Tim will be right here. He'd be glad to answer your questions and deal with any problem you may have. Balfour and the Texas Tech Credit Union also will be up front to answer questions. Party time photos. There's our guys over there. They'll take a picture of you receiving the ring. They also will be available in the lounge, outdoors, wherever to take photos when this is over. The La Ventana Yearbook is one of Tech's oldest traditions. It dates back to 1925. Representatives from La Fontana are in the Grand Hall, so you can pick up any yearbook that you've purchased or perhaps purchase a yearbook for this year. This time we're going to begin our ceremony.
Tanner Adams, Sanger, Texas. Christopher Addison, Plains, Texas. Joaquin Aguirre, Odessa, Texas. Garrett Allen, Houston, Texas. Eric Army, Wichita Falls, Texas. Jennifer Arnando, Duncanville, Texas. Ethan Ashley, Artesia, New Mexico. Chancellor Austin, Katy, Texas. Christopher Bain, Denton, Texas. Colton Barber, Combine, Texas. Patricia Barrientos, Grand Prairie, Texas. Juan Babystays, Katy, Texas. Paul Becker, Austin. Halton Berkey, Chapel Hill. Beau Broussard, Shiner, Texas. Clayton Brown, Kingwood, Texas. Carrie Burke, Houston, Texas. Alex Cabrera, Odessa, Texas. Raul Campbell, Panama City, Panama. Andrew Carabine, Sugar Land, Texas. Ramiro Carrasco, Denver City, Texas. Zach Carter, Dallas. Alexander Castillon Patty, Hurst, Texas. Jessica Rose Castillo, Grand Prairie, Texas. Carol Chavez, Lockney, Texas. Krista Clark, Lubbock, Texas. Rylan Clark, Pampa, Texas. Madeline Cloutier, McKinney, Texas. James Crisp, Allen, Texas. Lisa Cruz, Harlingen, Texas. Vincent Cachera, Tomball, Texas. Tanner Cummings, Amarillo, Texas. Courtney Cunningham, Birch, Texas. Gabriel Davila, Midland. Caleb Davin, Birch, Texas. Sergio De La Rosa, Denver City, Texas. Caleb Decker, Midlothian, Texas. Charlotte Diom, Katy, Texas. Krishna Dongana, Nepal. Adam Diaz, Burleson, Texas. Lindsay Dixon, Highland Village, Texas. Haley Donaldson, Breckenridge. Aaron Douglas, Katy, Texas. Amy Draken, Trophy Club, Texas. Gregory Duncan, Rowlett, Texas. Brandon Dyke, Seminole, Texas. Ashley Eckhart, Seguin, Texas. Dustin Ellis, Plano. Derek File, Austin, Texas. Jeremy Finch, Carrollton, Texas. Stephen Flincham, Grapevine, Texas. Trevor Foote, Midland, Texas. Brittany Fraley, League City, Texas. Colton Francis, Granbury, Texas. Taylor Frank, Houston, Texas. Benny Friesen, Seminole, Texas. Kylie Fulton, Katy, Texas. Joseph Gamble, Magnolia, Texas. Shelby Gann, Aledo, Texas. Emmanuel Garcia, Clovis. Gustavo Garza, Houston, Texas. Joanna Gatlin, San Angelo, Texas. Yohi G. Yang, Midland, Texas. Ty Gallagher, Fort Stockton, Texas. Vanessa Gomez, Amherst, Texas. Alejandro Gonzalez, San Antonio, Texas. Andrew Guillen, El Paso, Texas. Justin Hoffman, Miles, Texas. Megan Hallman, Midland, Texas. Nicholas Hardcastle, Wheeler, Texas. Rachel Harless, Longview, Texas. Scott Henderson, Amarillo, Texas. Samantha Hilbert, Amarillo. Kelly Horgan, Kerrville, Texas. Chaz Horton, The Woodlands, Texas. Carter Humphreys, Brady, Texas. Bo Hutto, Hondo, Texas. Gina Ingram, Dallas, Texas. Alexander Jennings, Seminole, Texas. Joshua Jennings, Iran, Texas. Emmanuel Jimenez, Farmers Branch. Matthew Johnson, Texas City, Texas. Tara Johnson, Seminole, Texas. Caitlin Jones, Richmond, Texas. Christine Jordan, The Colony. Victoria Colina, Miles, Texas. Kelsey Koenig, Hobbs, New Mexico. Clayton Krause, New Braunfels, Texas. Tyler Kruger, Miles, Texas. Tanner Lane, Wichita Falls. Justin Leal, Southlake, Texas. Jonathan Lewis, San Angelo, Texas. Ryan Linscomb, Friendswood, Texas. Brad Looney, Fort Worth, Texas. Megan Lowe, Lubbock. Dakota Lowe, Newcastle, Texas. Arturo Luna, Seagraves, Texas. Valerie Manning, Maybank, Texas. Michael Marson, Buda, Texas. Kevin Marfiandra, Sugarland. Bradley Mason, Friendswood, Texas. Daniel Mason, Spring, Texas. Shiloh Matthews, Artesia, New Mexico. Jennifer Maxwell, Grapevine, Texas. Catherine Maynard, Bel Air, Texas. Matthew McAden, Collinsville, Texas. Paige McCain, Crane, Texas. Stephanie McCullough, New Douglas, Illinois. Trevor McDonald, Arlington, Texas. Heather McGuire, Austin, Texas. Jace McKenzie, Lubbock. Ashley McMahon, Austin. Andy Means, Corsicana, Texas. Eduardo Menchaca, Del Rio, Texas. Zachary Miller, Seymour, Texas. Dresden Mills, Winsboro, Texas. Robert Moore, Mission Viejo, California. Travis Moore, Lubbock. Linda Morales, Fort Stockton, Texas. Aaron Moreland, Leonard, Texas. Juan Moreno, Odessa, Texas. Kristen Mott, Houston, Texas. Shelby Nahar, Monahans, Texas. Cody Navarro, Gatesville, Texas. Joshua Wynn, Wiley, Texas. Joshua Nugent, Longview, Texas. Rachel Nunez, Houston. Michael O'Brien, Texas City, Texas. Luke Obenhaus, Crest, Texas. Martha Ortega, San Antonio. Charles Ostrovich, Coppell, Texas. Roberto Pathia, Hereford, Texas. LaRonda Parker, Brownfield. Nick Pasquarelli, Charleston. Casey Phillips, Tip City, Ohio. David Polcari, Richardson, Texas. Lacey Pruitt, Mineral Wells. Paige Purvis, Liberty Hill, Texas. Alexander Queen, San Antonio, Texas. Brittany Ray, College Station, Texas. Cash Reamy, McKinney, Texas. Derek Riddell, Abilene, Texas. Clayton Richardson, Wolf City, Texas. Lauren Roberts, Houston, Texas. Dylan Rodriguez, Glen Rose, Texas. Eric Rodriguez, San Antonio, Texas. Brendan Rogers, Abernathy, Texas. Nicholas Ruiz, Midland, Texas. Jeffrey Rutherford, Katy, Texas. Chase Rutledge, Weatherford, Texas. Priscilla Samudio, Lubbock, Texas. Gloria Sanchez, Lubbock, Texas. Christopher Santa Croce, Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Christopher Scott, Fort Worth, Texas. Connor Scribner, Abilene, Texas. Emily Sides, Midlothian, Texas. Carly Smith, Sweetwater, Texas. Charles Smith, Sugar Land, Texas. Abu Bakar Sul Olivo, Nigeria. Ryan Smith, The Woodlands, Texas. Shay Smith, Willis, Texas. Taylor Smith, Logan, New Mexico. Brandon Stamp, Crowley, Texas. Parker Stevens, Carlsbad, New Mexico. Blake Stewart, Midland, Texas. Carolyn Stewart, Midland, Texas. Matthew Stewart, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Taylor Stout, McKinney, Texas. Patrick Swanson, The Woodlands. Mackenzie, Texas, Bernie, Texas. Mackenzie Tate. Anthony Tran, Houston. Michael Tucker, Texas City, Texas. Justin Tunell, Richardson, Texas. Brittany Vasquez, San Antonio, Texas. James Vasquez, Earth, Texas. Hunter Viken, Aledo, Texas. Catherine Wetmore, Austin, Texas. Naomi Whitby, Brinkley, Arkansas. Matthew Williams, San Antonio, Texas. Zachary Wilmany, Rowlett, Texas. Justin Witt, Cypress, Texas. Jessica Wren, Lubbock, Texas. Dustin Yates, Friendswood, Texas. Alex Young, Arlington, Texas. Jordan Young, Waco, Texas. Olivia Hamlin, San Antonio. Craig Fetterman, Pointer, Texas. Amy McNeil, Tulia, Texas. Raquel Reyna, Lubbock.
Now, I'd like to ask Dr. Brink to come forward and talk with you about the rings.
Well, thank you, Dr. Dean. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to take a line from Rip Torn in Men in Black. It's time to put on the last undergraduate college class ring you'll ever wear. Take it out of the box, but don't put it on yet. Don't just take it out of the box so you can look at it. Your official class ring is the portable universal symbol of academic achievement at Texas Tech. And all of us here in this room, and certainly the stage party, congratulations. Texas Tech University official class ring has several symbols itself that we thought you might be curious about. And so I'd like to be your tour guide around the ring to spend just a few minutes telling you about what you will soon proudly wear and show to the world. And so you can be knowledgeable when you're in a bar and somebody says, "What is that?" Dr. Skolnick talked about being at restaurants and places like that. I know where you're going. So please follow along, holding your rings. The audience can refer to the screen over there on the wall. Let's start with the top. There's no mystery there. There's the double T. That's our brand, which we display on so much of our athletic equipment and window decals, the several signs and buildings around campus, and on a lot of our personal wear. But did you know it was quite a struggle to keep that double T? In fact, when Texas Technological College, founded in 1923, as you can see on the top of the ring, grew into a university, there was a good deal of debate over what to call ourselves. For 5 often heated years, from 1964 to 1969, sides formed with different arguments for a name for our new university. One matter, perhaps dear to your hearts, was decided quickly in 1964. There would be co-ed living facilities in the new dorms. The 60s generation, folks, we did that. We did that for you. But the name change controversy raged. The majority of the students and the faculty argued for Texas State University, while the Board of Regents and many alumni were vehement in retaining the double T from the Texas Technological days. Well, you know the outcome. Texas Tech University it was, with no period after the H in Tech. We invented ourselves using a new word. So as of the 1st of September in 1969, we're Texas Tech University, known for our double T. Inscribed around the raised double T on the top of your ring is our official name, Texas Tech University, with 2 separate stars. Let's call them 2 lone stars, and the 1923 date of foundation. So as you look down on the double T, turn your attention now to the left side of the ring. Prominent here is the official seal of the university. Again, there's some history of controversy here. William Ward Watkin, the Houston and Rice University architect of our first buildings, also designed, along with the always present guidance of our first president, Paul Horn, not only the magnificent structures we began with, but our seal as well in 1924. The seal was unofficially used on our buildings. It's chiseled in stone on the administration building in 2 locations from that time forward, and on our diplomas beginning in 1948. But it was only declared the official seal of the then college by the Board of Regents in 1953. But there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the seal. In May of 2005, not that long ago, the Board of Regents took out the 10 cotton bolts that form a cross on the seal, streamlining our official signal to the world. This caused a storm of protest from students and faculty and individual alumni and the Alumni Association, as a matter of fact. The Regents had accepted the advice of a distant, I put emphasis on that, distant marketing firm, which suggested the exclusion in order to present a cleaner, less complicated, less ambiguous message. The outsourced marketing folks said that our cotton bolls looked like acorns, and we sure don't have many oak forests around here to celebrate. But such was the objection to the change that a compromise of sorts resulted. The official seal, the one on the 1972 big nickel at the Broadway and University entrance, and the one on your eventual diploma, the one on your ring, would remain with its cotton bolls. A new shield without the cotton bolls was trotted out to be placed on official stationery and websites and business cards. And so let's examine the seal for a minute. I've already mentioned the 10 cotton bolls in the cross pattern. They represent industry, the agricultural staple of our region. Lubbock and 9 surrounding counties account for as much as 25% of all the cotton grown in the United States. Watkin and Horn's design included the patriotic eagle, our national bird, atop the seal. President Horn, who was truly a visionary when it came to our foundation in early years, selected 5 symbols inside the seal which he believed were the 5 great institutions of a democracy. Cotton bolls equals industry. In the upper left quadrant of the shield is a book representing church. Remember that the word Bible comes from the Greek word for a bound collection of writings, or book, Biblia. In the lower left quadrant is a key symbolizing home. In the upper right quadrant is a star, the symbol for the state. And in the lower right quadrant is the lamp of learning, representing school. So there you have it, industry, church, home, state, and school. Surrounding the seal is the inscription, Texas Tech University, Lubbock, to connect the gown of the university to the town of Lubbock. But there's one more symbol here, and on the right side of your ring as well, a plant, the leaves of the acanthus plant. We've got some ag sciences folks in the room, right? Who's ag sciences? Come on, don't be bashful, raise your hand. I'm not going to call on you. I just want to know you're out there, because I'm talking about stuff you ought to know about. This is the acanthus mollis. You knew that right away. Acanthus mollis, not acanthus spinosus, not the spiny acanthus, so no sharp symbolism for us. This soft, smooth-leaved plant is native to the Mediterranean and has inspired artists and architects for centuries as a symbol for quality and creativity and longevity. Those characteristics probably describe your academic career here at Tech. The acanthus was used widely by first the Greeks and then the Romans as a decorative feature on their buildings, particularly as part of the capital or top portion, or what are known as Corinthian columns, the last and most decorative of the three classical orders of columns. The Renaissance of the 15th and 16th centuries in Europe represented a rebirth of ancient wisdom and values, and that revival formed the foundation for modern higher education. In architecture, the classical styles of the great urban civilizations of Greece and Rome were incorporated into Renaissance buildings. But suffice to say that the acanthus plant is the most appropriate on a ring celebrating higher education. On to the right side of your ring. We've already described the acanthus plant, which sweeps up from the bottom, enfolding the other two figures. Lower down is the masked rider. That symbol is no stranger to you, but perhaps you're not aware of its history, although you've no doubt heard of some of the controversy which seems to swirl around our symbols. A few years ago, the masked rider was no longer allowed to ride full tilt after each football score with the reins in her or his mouth. But let's remember the origins of this most dramatic and electrifying of college mascots. In 1936, the same year that Arch Lamb founded the Saddle Tramps, right, Caleb? As a male spirit organization, a Ghost Rider appeared at the beginning of a home football game with the Arizona State Lumberjacks. Resplendent in a scarlet and black cape and mask, the riders circled the field at the start of the game on a palomino, and then galloped off to the amazement of the crowd. But it wasn't until 1954, in Tech's appearance in the Gator Bowl, that Joe Kirk Fulton, with cape and mask, rode a borrowed black horse into the Gator Bowl stadium to the utter astonishment of the crowd. The football team was evidently inspired by this masked rider, or Red Raider, as Tech went on to pummel Auburn 35-13. And so the tradition was fixed. To this day, Tech retains the scarlet and black cape masked rider on a black horse, even if that horse and rider have been reined in over the years. Are you all asleep? I worked on that pun. Help me out up here. I'm not getting a lot of feedback. The administration building is just above the masked rider on the right side of the ring. Our beautiful campus is again thanks to President Paul Warren, who took a very active role in the design of the buildings as well as the curriculum. Along with William Watkin, they chose to model our campus after famous Spanish Renaissance buildings, including the Universidad de Alcalá in Henares, located in the city of 200,000 by that same name, some 20 miles north of Madrid. In much the same way, the city of Lubbock, over 200,000 strong, is justly proud of its university. Alcalá has been proud of its university since its founding in 1499. The Spanish Renaissance architecture of the Alcalá buildings, with their Greek windows and columns and their Roman arches, is our basic design, and visitors continue to rave about our inspiring setting. The east tower of the administration building is featured here. The west tower houses our 43 hand-cast bells of the Carillon, which entertains us daily. The east tower contains the two Victory bells, donated in 1936. The larger one is 900 pounds, the smaller one 300. These peal out our athletic victories and other momentous occasions, such as this ceremony tonight. Following our time here, your very own saddle tramp for the evening, Caleb Ramirez, stand up, Caleb, will hurry away, Caleb, from our ceremony to ring the victory bells for each person receiving a ring in this room. Hearing these bells peal out, some important TTU accomplishments should remind you that your investment and that made for you by others in this room is increasing. Let's just pause for a second and gauge the worth of your investment. I've collected a few noteworthy signs that you're doing real well. The School of Law has 28 national titles under its belt, including the moot court title in late March and the voir dire title 2 weeks ago. The College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources has, as of this week, 93, count them, 93 national championships, including the ranch horse team's 4th national championship a week ago, the livestock judging team's 8th national title, and the meat judging team's 11th. The women's cross-country team won the Big 12 title while you were here in 2010. And last fall, Kennedy Kathuka won the men's NCAA cross-country championship and was named Athlete of the Year. The women's tennis team, as you heard, has done very well with the Big 12 title. And the Texas Tech debate team won 2 national championships in 2010. And last spring, the chess team took the national championship for the 2nd year in a row. That would work well at the bar, wouldn't it? What do you mean, play darts? You have to play chess. In February, the financial planning team won the national championship. This next to the last one I don't much like, but we edged out Fairbanks, Alaska, and Fargo, North Dakota as the city with the toughest weather. And tonight we got April showers. This lasted about a minute and a half. But the last one is a real point of pride. Raider Red is the current mascot national champion. I imagine each of you can think of other indicators of the soundness of your investment. Suffice it to say, it's been growing since you were a freshman, and it's up to us to see to it that it continues. So to the bottom of the ring, very easy here, double T's tied with a decorative band. On the inside, we find the name Balfour, the national company that's the ring maker. And next is the inscription that Dr. Strubenik mentioned, our motto from our alma mater song, Strive for Honoring. That saying should always be close to you, so it's fitting it's on the inside of your, on your ring finger with its blood vessel to the heart. And now we have a unique item, the inscription that you've chosen, and the sky's the limit here with this, within the space available. Not only a personal note, this inscription is also your identifier. If your ring is ever lost, the honest finder can return it to you by contacting the Texas Tech Alumni Association or the Balfour Company, who each keep a record of these inscriptions, and we've had several returned this way. So we've taken a geographical and historical tour of your ring, and hopefully it's even more meaningful to you now that you know all about its symbols. When you think about it, your ring really encapsulates Texas Tech and will forever serve to remind you what being a Red Raider means. It's also, of course, a sign to others of your academic accomplishment and the pride you have in your alma mater. It's just about time to put them on. I'm going to ask Dr. Dean to come back up here and give you instructions, but I warn you, you're going to have to sing.
Thank you, Dr. Brink. The instructions are real simple. Just stand up and put your ring down. Everyone to stand as we sing our alma mater national song. our ceremony. Go Tech!